Okay, we're going to go into late fee preferences. So under here, the gear, account and settings, then we go into the sales section. Down below, we have late fees. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this so you can see all of the preferences that are set up here. So first of all, after you turn on late fees, you can customize it at the individual customer level as well. So this is a default across the board. When I go in to my customer list and I click on a particular customer, I can assess late fees in a different way. So it says use the default, or I can customize based on the customer. So maybe we have a specific contract with this customer that we have the ability to assess late fees, or maybe they've been late in the past and so they're asking for forgiveness, and in that allowing them to continue to have terms, we say, okay, you can have terms, but you're going to have some late fees assessed. So anyway, you can't do it at the individual customer level. So coming here to account and settings again, down to late fees. Okay, so there are two types of late fees that we can charge. We can charge a flat fee, flat dollar amount, or we can charge a percentage of the remaining balance. Okay, so flat fee, we see this quite frequently, maybe in the property management space for rent. If you're late on your rent, it's $25 per month, per day, or only once per invoice. Okay. Then also, one of the things, especially if it's a percentage of the remaining balance, right, then we can have an upfront one-time flat fee. So again, in the property management space, let's say it's a $25 late fee, but then we add 2% per month on top of it that you are delayed or behind. Okay. Now, frequently, late fees are usually used to push people into fear of paying on time. Again, in the property management space, you can probably collect something like a $25 late fee. If you try to do this in general B2B space, that can be quite difficult. Especially when you're dealing with large corporations, you might say, I'm going to assess a late fee on you, Mr. Big Corporation, and they will possibly pay you, but they will probably ignore the late fees. So just be aware of that. Awareness is key. Not everyone will pay those late fees. So you don't want to do extra work for yourself if they're not going to be paying those late fees by adding in extra invoices that you're then going to have to write off in the future. Okay. All right, then we have a grace period down below. So grace period is when you are saying, okay, it's due January 1st, you pay January 5th, I'm not going to assess a late fee because it's close enough to January 1st that we're good, right? So you have different options for grace periods. No grace period, so if they're late, they're late. Again, property management, pretty common. 1 day, 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, or up to 30 days late that they can have this fee waived, basically. Okay, so if we go ahead and say 14 days as an example, then if it's due January 1st and they pay on the 13th, no late fee assessed. If they pay on the 15th, they will get a late fee assessed on them. Now, one thing to remember about late fees that Intuit does give you a warning about here is that depending on your state and your locality, your jurisdiction, it could be that they're not allowed. So just have general awareness on if they are allowed in your area. Just because somebody else is charging them doesn't necessarily mean that they are allowed, so just look into that before starting to assess late fees. All right, those are preferences around late fees.